Sides of the story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the expert, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Listen, my son, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. For I too was a son to my father, still tender and cherished by my mother. Then he taught me, and he said to me, take hold of my words with all your heart. Keep my commands, and you will live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Listen, my son, accept what I say, and the years of your life will be many.
Who are on the road must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well. Their father's help did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would die. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. and you are tender years. I know the fears that your elders grew wise, and so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can rise. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they fix, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to fight the unbeatable foe, to reach the unreachable star.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream, for the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. Dust thou art, to dust returnest, was not spoken of the soul. Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end or way, but to act that each tomorrow finds us farther than today. Art is long and time is fleeting, and our hearts, though stout and brave, still, like muffled drums, are beating funeral marches to the grave. In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb driven cattle, be a hero in the strife. Trust no future, however pleasant, let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present, heart within and God o'erhead. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that perhaps another sailing o'er life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother seeing, shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
The education system has faced unprecedented challenges as a result of COVID-19, and online learning is now the order of the day. Tune into Power Talk with Simon Groskill this Friday, October 15, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we focus on the education system and discuss issues affecting schools, concerns about what the government has put in place, and much more. This broadcast is brought to you by the Michael University College, Monique College, Book Depot Limited, Carlong Publishers Caribbean Limited, Elite Shipping and Courier Service, and the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. That's Power Talk with an education focus this Friday, October 15, only on Power 106 FM. The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the added danger of variants, has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID 19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID 19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others. And on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID 19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line against COVID 19 is in sight. And with true Jamaican determination, we can all have the victory. Brought to you by your friends at Power 106 FM.
So we ain't giving up, no. We put up a fight, we got to be ready. The storm's getting treated. Just said, don't you worry. Living in the positive.
Power Talk on Power 106 FM, finding solutions to the challenges we face in a globalized world. Power Talk, taking talk radio to another level. Join Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays and Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday as they provide riveting analysis on the issues of the day and speak with stakeholders charged with driving innovation to move Jamaica forward. Tune in for innovative features designed to showcase local developments and highlight how the global issues of the 21st century are being addressed. That's the powerful pair, Dr. Herbert Gale and Simon Crosskill on Power Talk, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays, right here on Power 106 FM.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Pilgrims on the journey of the narrow road, and those who've gone before us line the way, cheering on the faithful, encouraging the weary, their lives a stirring testament to God's sustaining grace. Surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us run the race not only for the prize, but as those who've gone before us, let us leave to those behind us the heritage of faithfulness passed on through godly love. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. May the footprints that we lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. After all our hopes and dreams have come and gone, and our children sift through all we've left behind, may the clues that they discover and the memories they uncover become the light that leads them to the road we each must find. Oh, may all who behind us, find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. May the footprints that we lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. May the fire of our devotion light their way. May the footprints that we lead them to believe, and the lives we live inspire them to obey. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Start where you stand and never mind the past. The past won't help you in beginning new. If you have left it all behind at last, why, that's enough. You're done with it. You're through. This is another chapter in the book. This is another race that you have planned. Don't give the vanished days a backward look. Start where you stand. The world won't care about your old defeats if you can start anew and win success. The future is your time, and time is fleet. And there is much of work and strain and stress. Forget the buried woes and dead despairs. Here is a brand new trial right at hand. The future is for him who does and dares. Start where you stand. Old failures will not halt. Old triumphs aid. Today's the thing. Tomorrow soon will be. Get in the fight and face it unafraid. And leave the past to ancient history. What has been, has been. Yesterday is dead, and by it you are neither blessed nor banned. Take courage, man. Be brave and drive ahead. Start where you stand.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Persecution you must bear. Win and lose, you've got to get your share.
Dervan.
Got your mind set on a dream. You can get it, the hard it may seem now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last. I know it. Listen. Rome was not built in a day. Opposition will come your way. But the hotter the battle you see, it's the sweeter the victory now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last. You can get it if you really want. I know it. You can get it if you really want. Don't I show it? You can get it if you really want. So don't give up now.
2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the 13th day of the 10th month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Put another way, it's the 13th day of the 5th month of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. And according to the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms over Hispaniola, the Turks and Caicos Islands, the southeastern Bahamas, and adjacent Atlantic waters continue to, in association with a surface trough of low pressure. That interaction is continuing. Development, if any, as in development into a system, some kind of weather system that could be harmful, well, it should be slow to occur. It's not likely during the next couple of days due to unfavorable upper level winds. So those upper level winds are providing a less than ideal environment for the system to develop. But the system is indeed forecast to drift northward through tonight and then accelerate, pick up speed eastward as a broad area of low pressure tomorrow, Thursday. Toward the end of the week, further development is not anticipated since the disturbance will be interacting with a frontal system. Regardless of the extent of any development whatsoever, locally heavy rainfall is possible over portions of Hispaniola, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the southeastern Bahamas during the next day or two. Regionally, there's a tropical wave approaching the central Caribbean. More in a moment.
You can get it if you really want.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
Are you an exporter, a micro, small, or medium-sized enterprise engaged in primary production or manufacturing? Do you want to learn more about the incentives available to the productive sectors? Then join the Jamaica Customs Agency and other entities for an online public forum on incentives and productive inputs relief on Thursday, October 14, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, under the theme Incentives and Productive Inputs Relief. Who stands to benefit? Log on at www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and take your business to the next level. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's Triple C online series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs, October 14 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. This is a forum you should not miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
You can get it, don't want it to see now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want.
A little closer to home, that trough we've been telling you about all week, it is still across Jamaica, and it will remain in place over the next few days. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are expected across hilly areas and western parishes. Tonight will be partly cloudy. As far as COVID-19 is concerned, 683 samples have been tested over the last 24 hours. 51 of them came back positive, pushing the total number of confirmed cases to 86,507. Last year, this time, we had 7,910 confirmed cases of COVID-19. For the period July 31 to October 10, investigations revealed 19 more COVID-19 deaths, which have now pushed the total number of COVID-19 deaths to 2,053. Last year, this time, there were 146 deaths from COVID-19. 54,719 people have recovered from COVID-19. Last year, this time, that number was 3,303. And there are 29,143 active cases. Last year, this time, we had 4,354 active cases. 415 people are in hospital. Last year, this time, that number was 155. 51 patients are severely ill. 105 are moderately ill. Last year, this time, we had 24 moderately ill. And as far as those in critical condition is concerned, 31 patients are in critical condition. Last year, this time, that number was 21. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families, friends, colleagues, neighbors, well-wishers of those who are fighting COVID-19, and sadly, those who have lost the battle with COVID-19. For more information, please visit moh.gov.jm. That's the website for the Ministry of Health and Wellness. In the meantime, though, let's continue to strengthen our immune system by eating the healthy foods that we need to eat. And yes, we know some people argue that eating healthy is not cheap, that it can be quite expensive. Well, we're creative people, and we trust and hope that we'll be able to find even more creative ways to eat healthy and stay healthy. Let's continue to wear our masks, wash or sanitize our hands as often as possible, avoid touching the face with unclean hands, and keep our physical distance of at least 6 feet. The month of October is still being observed as Red Cross Month, Lupus Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, Oral Health Month, National Egg Month, Manufacturers Month, National Heritage Month, Correctional Services Month, Cybersecurity Month, and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. October is also Black History Month in the United Kingdom, and according to the National Library of Jamaica, October is Legal Deposit Month. This is where the National Library of Jamaica encourages every national publisher in Jamaica to, within a month of the publication of any document which he or she publishes in Jamaica, deposit in the legal depository of the National Library of Jamaica the number of copies specified. It's International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction and International Migratory Bird Day, with particular reference to Mexico, Central and South America, and the Caribbean. We're in the middle of Mental Health Week. It's Session Day in Fiji and Rwagasore Day in Burundi. It's the first ever National Alumni Day here in Jamaica. Make a mark of it. Make a note of it. Mark your diaries. Alumni Day and ultimately Alumni Week. The day is the second Wednesday in the month of October from henceforth. And you don't have to take my word for it. There is a proclamation by the Governor General which declares the second Wednesday in the month of October, starting today, this Wednesday, the second Wednesday in the month of October, Alumni Day. It's a day, and indeed the week within which it falls, to celebrate past students essentially. When we talk about alumni, we're talking about past students, celebrating past students who have done well for themselves and their families and their communities and their schools and their country. That's the idea. It's a celebration of those who continue to contribute, to give back to their alma mater. And so the idea on a day like today is to wear your school colors, whatever those colors are, that you proudly wear your school colors on the second Wednesday in the month of October for every year from henceforth. And there you go. First ever National Alumni Day. And in fact, there is an online event which gets underway at 6 o'clock this evening, where the various alumni associations will gather and just experience Alumni Day celebrations. Hoy es miércoles el 13 de octubre 2021 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mercredi le 13 octobre 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try.
That's a circuitous way of saying it's Wednesday, the 13th of October, 2021. And fancy that. Born on this day, just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a Wednesday, just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Victoria Jubilee Hospital. We greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last.
Don't know if it's too early for you, but the countdown has begun. It's the 286th day of 2021, which means there are 79 days left in the year. And for those who celebrate Christmas, we're 72 days away from Christmas. Hope we're not getting anybody upset by putting in those reminders so early. We started out this afternoon, and especially because people have been asking online, we started out with Proverbs 4, verse 1 through to verse 5, and we also included verse 10. Get wisdom at any cost. Get wisdom at any cost. Proverbs 4. I would recommend the book of Proverbs to parents and guardians, especially for the children. Loaded with wisdom, the book of Proverbs. And then we followed that up with the recording Teach Your Children by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, followed by If, that most famous poem, If by Rudyard Kipling. Portland used to be Rudyard Kipling's playground, actually. Yeah, he back in the days when these celebrities from all over the world would fly into Jamaica and spend time in Portland, Rudyard Kipling was one of those. So we gave you If by Rudyard Kipling, and then followed that up with The Impossible Dream by Andy Williams. And my favorite line in The Impossible Dream, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. In other words, even when everybody is going in a particular direction, but you know, based on your wisdom and understanding, that although everybody is going in that direction, you are going in another direction. So to march into hell for a heavenly cause, whatever that cause is, to be prepared to stand up to those who would have you do otherwise. And after that, we shared A Psalm of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, what the heart of the young man said to the psalmist. A Psalm of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The most commonly quoted section of this piece is that stanza that says, lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime, and departing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Steve Green's Find Us Faithful followed that poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And then the final of the poems, Start Where You Stand by Burton Braley, Berton Braley, essentially saying, wherever you are in life, wherever you are right now, no matter what has gone on before, no matter the troubles of the day, no matter the uncertainties of the future, seize the moment, seize the day. What can we do right now, at this moment? Start where you stand. And we rounded it out with the timeless piece by Jimmy Cliff. You can get it if you really want.
You must try and try.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Are you an exporter, a micro, small, or medium-sized enterprise engaged in primary production or manufacturing? Do you want to learn more about the incentives available to the productive sectors? Then join the Jamaica Customs Agency and other entities for an online public forum on incentives and productive inputs relief on Thursday, October 14, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, under the theme Incentives and Productive Inputs Relief. Who stands to benefit? Log on at www.jacustoms.gov.jm to register and take your business to the next level. That's the Jamaica Customs Agency's Triple C online series. Click, connect, and converse with Customs, October 14 from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. This is a forum you should not miss. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your legal corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112 to 5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here daily offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday, right here on Power 106 FM. The following is a notice to shareholders of Radio Jamaica Limited. Shareholders of Radio Jamaica are advised that the hosting of its annual general meeting will be held on Wednesday, October 20 at 10 a.m. in Kingston. However, given the recent gathering limits imposed on AGMs, the meeting will be held without the physical attendance of shareholders. Further, attendance will be virtual for only those who register to use links being published in the Gleaner and Star or received from calling the company. For a few shareholders who may not be able to join virtually from home, arrangements are being made for 15 shareholders chosen on a first-come, first-served basis to attend virtually within the gathering limits and appropriately distanced at the offices of Radio Jamaica Limited at 32 Lyndhurst Road and 15 at the Gleaner at 7 North Street. Additional rules or access will be communicated directly to those registered shareholders. For information on registering to attend virtually, attend as one of the persons at Lyndhurst Road or North Street, or on how to collect a printed copy of this year's annual report, shareholders must call 876-932-6207 or 876-733-2610 or any of the additional numbers printed in the Gleaner and the Star. Calls should be between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. from Monday, October 11 to Friday, October 15.
If you really want, you can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try and try and try. You'll succeed at last. I know it.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, downloadable from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank you if you've managed to dial one of two designated numbers to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States or the United Kingdom. Those in the United Kingdom who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281, 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. The regular numbers for you to call, well, first of all, here's a reminder that we're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to watch both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, there's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to access YouTube. All you need is a smart device or not so smart device, whether a cell phone, a laptop, a desktop, a tablet computer, any one of those. And if you have internet connection, the next step would be to open a browser like Google Chrome, Bing, Safari, any one of those, and that should afford you the opportunity to watch both sides of the story on YouTube. We're looking forward to your full participation. After all, it is your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM. The numbers to call: 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us via WhatsApp. And indeed, you are free to call us directly on that same number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. That's the text line, which doubles as the WhatsApp line, which trebles as the straight line to this side of the glass, as we like to say. Thank you all so much at home and abroad for the warm wishes. Thank you very much. All the very best. Let's go to the phone lines now. 876-922-4112-5. Raskava is first out the blocks on the 876-365-3346 number. Let's hear what he has to say today. Greetings, Raskava.
Yes, sir. Greetings and greetings to all the ones who listened. And I would just give a shout out to one very special person who neither ever know that she listens, and she's Grandma 6. And she listens religiously, come from actually our town. So Grandma 6, Lady Anderson, just stay focused, man, and give thanks to share your company with us. You have great discipline.
And since you've gone there, please allow me to say happy afternoon. Good afternoon to Mrs. Lucille Hopkins in Tavistock, Tavistock Heights in St. Andrew. We gather she's one of our regular listeners, and we thank you very much, Mrs. Lucille Hopkins in Tavistock in St. Andrew, Jamaica. Thank you for indulging, Raskaba. Please continue.
I also would like to heal up your Queen Mother Hopkins. I know you're not going to hopping mad like some people. You're more wiser than that. So full joy your day, Mama. And all the best. This thing that what you read, that poem.
Which one of them?
Start from where you stand.
Yes.
Was it suggesting that you should not look back at your past experience but move on?
No, you've asked that question before, Raskava. No, not at all. Not at all. What it is saying is, by virtue of the fact that you are where you are, it means one way or another, you must have some sense of history, where you're coming from. Now, there are those of us who have a tendency to detain ourselves or allow ourselves to be detained by our past, what we could have, should have, would have done and didn't get to do, and what we wanted to become, and that hasn't materialized, and we find all kinds of things that we weren't able to accomplish. And we in the present, we spend so much time on these things that we miss some of the opportunities that are right before us or under our noses. And so what Burton Braley is saying, whatever your situation now, wherever you are at this point in time, you can start right here. In other words, fine, you didn't get to start when you were 15, 16, 21, whatever age you are at right now, you can still make a difference. You can still make an impact.
I agree. The Ministry of Education. Yeah, I've seen where they have sent one member of the staff and leave.
Yes, that's what the Gleaner is reporting. I saw that earlier, that Dr. Grace McLean has been sent on leave amid $124 million loss at Education Ministry.
Mr. Malcolm, recently they charged a man for not wearing mask $200,000. When are they going to start setting examples in government ministries that people are putting their hand in a cookie jar? When are they going to start setting examples that others friends do it?
Well, we would caution you at the same time, Raskava, that obviously this is a first step, and an action has been taken so that it can be ascertained exactly who knew what, when, what did they do about it, who did what, when. So that information now needs to be brought to the fore, which would then lead to other actions that will be taken. So we don't want to prejudge this case. Obviously, when you work in the public service, in any, whether corporate Jamaica, the corporate world, private sector, but even more so in the public sector of any country in the world, you are expected to comport yourself in such a way that that you can stand up to scrutiny, and your actions can stand up to scrutiny. And so it's about accountability, it's about integrity, it's about responsibility, taking responsibility for what happens under your watch. You have been vested with the authority to act, to make decisions in the name of Jamaica, land we love. And if we find that we are short in that regard, then certain consequences will flow from that.
The question was and will be when and who they're going to use to set an example that will make people afraid in government ministries not to put back their hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, well, if there are those who have put their hands in the cookie jar, as you put it, were in fact punished or penalized or sanctioned, then that would be lesson enough. If that hasn't happened, well, it perhaps is a reflection of the failure of the investigative apparatus and subsequent attempts to prosecute or otherwise hold accountable, meaning that those arms would have failed. One moment, please.
You can get it if you really want.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock.
Welcome to the new dimension in eye care, the Optical Zone, offering exceptionally comfortable eyewear. We fill prescriptions and do eye examinations. This complete optical store is conveniently located at Shop 14, York Plaza, Halfway Tree. Telephone 929-8656. The Optical Zone, providing vision for life.
The following is a public service announcement from Power 106 FM. Jamaica. Each wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the added danger of variants, has brought unprecedented pressure on public resources. Our hospitals and healthcare workers at breaking point. Our economy battered, families in mourning, and our children face an uncertain future due to learning loss. In this race against COVID 19, we must stay in it to win it. We must continue using techniques that can help to beat the virus. Follow COVID 19 mitigation measures, including wearing masks, sanitizing, 6 feet of physical distance from others. And on this leg of our relay, we can win with vaccination. These safe and proven vaccines can make the difference against COVID 19. And now that vaccines are in supply, let's get vaccinated so we can get back on track and keep winning. The finish line against COVID 19 is in sight. And with true Jamaican determination, we can all have the victory. Brought to you by your friends at Power 106 FM.
So we ain't giving up, no. We put up a fight, we got to be ready. Cause time's getting traded. Just said, don't you worry.
Really want. You can get it if you really want, but you must try and try and try. You'll succeed at last.
Thanks for staying with us on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. Hello, Raskava, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Right. Yes, go ahead.
Listen, from the moment one would come and apologize, resign, goes on leave, or sent on leave, is a clear evidence of guilt.
No, Raskava. No, Raskava. No, it's your premise is fundamentally flawed. Hold on.
Can I finish the point of what I was about
Hold on, Raskava. No. I'm not expecting that from you at all. You have said it already, and it's just not a rational position to take.
opinion.
It's not a rational position to take. Someone being sent on leave or other administrative actions being taken is guilt is something that you have to prove, Raskava. It's not something that you speculate about because the person is sent on departmental leave or punitive leave or whatever they call it, that the person is guilty. No.
Malcolm, a good teacher listens to the students before they come down.
No, we have to stop the student when the student starts off on the wrong footing. We have to stop the student in his or her tracks.
And I'm not retracting it. But what I was going to end up by saying are clear suspicion of guilt. I weren't saying they were guilty.
You said it. You want us to play back the tape? You said it.
You never allow me. I was going to go.
No, you said it already. It already went out. It
can be retracted.
No. I mean, you said you're not retracting it. So if you want to take that kind of position, but we can't, Raskava, I understand the call for blood, to put it in those terms, the call for blood, that we have to make an example of people and all. And look, I am all for us. It's plain and simple. We have laws, we have systems, we have rules, we have regulations. And as I like to say, in quoting Bob Marley on this program, I don't care who the guy is. Once someone is in breach or is alleged to be in breach, a process follows. Due process is supposed to follow. If we didn't have a thing called due process, then maybe we will have more prisons in Jamaica. More of us would have been thrown in prison or jail or in some other form of confinement. I know we want blood and we want people must go to prison, etc. But there is a process. There is a process. We cannot be crying out for justice and we ourselves are acting in an unjust manner. It's just not right.
That's your opinion that people want everyone to go to prison and blood. I never.
No, you're not even interpreting properly what I am saying. I'm using an example. It's an example. It's an example, Raskava. It's an example. I am simply making the point that when we seek, as we seek justice, we must do justice. And a breach has been cited by an accountable officer of the state, one who audits the books, and subsequent action has been taken. There are other actions to flow from that. Somebody being sent on leave is not an automatic indication that the individual sent on leave is guilty.
I never said that because
you said it. You said it. You said it, and I had to stop you there because we're talking about people's name. People we have already called a name. We're talking about people's character, and we are not into the business. Look, the same knife will stick sheep, stick goat, as my late mother would say. Today for me, tomorrow for you. And you should know that very well, Raskava, because you yourself have been a victim of that. You yourself have been a victim of that. Raskava, let's move the point along. Let's move on. We have that is behind us now. Let's move on. Next point.
In government ministries, I did not say a ministry, you know.
You have you have said what you have said, Raskava.
Right. So don't take it out of context.
It's not out of context. It's not. It's fundamentally flawed. The position from which you started, fundamentally flawed. You don't start an argument like that.
I did, but based on your opinion, I shouldn't.
Fundamentally flawed.
Never that.
Yes.
Should it be your body, your choice, or your body, their choice?
Well, I have some standard positions, pretty straightforward. People are free to do what they want to do. People are free to be what they want to be, as long as that freedom does not infringe on another person's freedom. Full stop.
Can you answer the question now, sir? I didn't answer that question.
That is my answer to the question, Raskava. People are free to do what they want to do. People are free to be what they want to be, so long as that freedom does not infringe on another person's freedom.
You're not being a good teacher this evening, you know.
I am telling you, ask me a question, I give you an answer.
That's your answer to a question that I didn't
You can't
ask.
tell me how to answer you, Raskava. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me how to answer you.
No, but I can request that you answer the question that
I have answered the question.
All right. Well, my body is my choice. My body should not be their choice. In saying that, people should, it related to even abortion that your predecessor, not
Predecessor?
Yeah?
Come again.
It relates to the program that was on earlier before you come on. And the topic was about discussion of abortion. And Mr. host, this Simon, said that one should not let nobody decide for them, in this sense that nobody should decide what a woman does with their body. So I am saying now that if that goes for truth, no one should allow anybody else to decide what goes in their body either. Being it getting rid of a life or putting some substance in your body that you're not sure about. So we have a lot of double standards that we practice all around us.
Which is why my response was and remains as is. People are free to do what they want to do. People are free to be whatever they want to be, so long as that freedom does not infringe with another person on another person's freedom.
No, we are not free to do what we want to do, Bridget.
Oh, what are you doing now? Is somebody holding a gun to your head?
My answer will not dictate whether I'm not it is or it is not. So that's even a relevant question. But I'm saying that if we are free to do what we want to do, we should not be intimidated, bribed, or threatened not to do what you choose to do. That means you're not free to do anything you want to do.
But that is why the very reason why we have a judicial a justice system is just that. To rule on and otherwise make pronouncements on people and rulings on people's rights and privileges and freedoms, etc. That's why we have a court system.
Also, to give them the privilege of immunity from the same thing where the other person are going to be sent to prison for. Politicians are exempt from even being questioned about it. That's not justice. That injustice. That
no, that you're just talked in a vacuum a while ago. Come again. Be a little more specific.
The politicians are immune, are exempt
from what?
From the COVID-19 protocols.
They're not the only ones exempt.
Huh?
They're not the only ones who are exempt.
No, let me just give you an example. That's what they may talk about this evening. So if the justice system is a just system, then it should be equal for every citizen of Jamaica.
And that is why it is a just system, because it makes provisions not just for politicians.
That's
it makes provisions for those who are not politicians. It's a recognition of the role that you play. It's based on the role that you play in a functional society that you are given exemptions. Now, if people abuse exemptions, there are consequences for abusing exemptions.
All right, I don't want to take up too much time because June soon can run me off. But when I say, what should the politician be? What should they be exempted from the protocols for?
I think you might have to read the DRMA, the Disaster Risk Management Act. I don't remember what it says specific to them, but I do know that they represent one of the groups that enjoy that kind of exemption.
Only firefighters and medical people should get that exemption because they have to move in case of emergency. Politicians have to move in case of no emergency. They call representative for anyway. So go do that to me. So the law should apply to the politicians the same way it applies to the man on the street.
And I'm saying to you, it does. If the man on the street you're referring to is the other group of individuals who, based on their jobs, also benefit from exemptions.
Yeah, and I name some of them. You give one that have to move in case of emergencies. Politicians don't have to do that. But anyway, give thanks again for your tolerance as usual.
Thanks for the call, Raskava. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15. The following is a notice to shareholders of Radio Jamaica Limited. Shareholders of Radio Jamaica are advised that the hosting of its annual general meeting will be held on Wednesday, October 20 at 10 a.m. in Kingston. However, given the recent gathering limits imposed on AGMs, the meeting will be held without the physical attendance of shareholders. Further, attendance will be virtual for only those who register to use links being published in the Gleaner and Star or received from calling the company. For a few shareholders who may not be able to join virtually from home, arrangements are being made for 15 shareholders chosen on a first-come, first-served basis to attend virtually within the gathering limits, and appropriately distanced at the offices of Radio Jamaica Limited at 32 Lyndhurst Road and 15 at the Gleaner at 7 North Street. Additional rules or access will be communicated directly to those registered shareholders. For information on registering to attend virtually, attend as one of the persons at Lyndhurst Road or North Street, or on how to collect a printed copy of this year's annual report, shareholders must call 876-932-6207 or 876-733-2610 or any of the additional numbers printed in the Gleaner and the Star. Calls should be between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. from Monday, October 11 to Friday, October 15.
You'll succeed at last.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine is tuned in. Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Carol. All the best. Angela in Toronto, Canada. Thank you too. Good afternoon. Carol enjoyed the poem by Rudyard Kipling, If. Faye Weller, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being a part of the experience here on Both Sides of the Story. Blessings to you too. Violet White, hope you heard the names of the writers of the poems, or the poem in particular you're interested in. Trisha Grant, good afternoon, and thank you for the birthday wishes as well. All the best to you. Thank you. Violet White says, okay, I see, thanks. You're welcome, Violet White. Dorrell Blake says, thanks, Mr. Malcolm. You're a courageous man. Blessings always. You're very kind. Thank you for your message, which is rather long. And those who'd like to read your message can always go to our Facebook page. Paul in Philadelphia says, $124 million loss at the Ministry of Education, while our less fortunate children continue to struggle. What's next? What's next? Asks Paul. And this is why, Paul, we must be prepared as a people and as a country, not just to whisper and tell somebody something, or as my late mother would say, pinch somebody and tell them something for the sake of sus. But if we have evidence, if we believe we have evidence of impropriety, malfeasance, fraud, whatever, let us play our part in ensuring that it gets reported so that those who are culpable can be brought to justice. But if all we do is just run our mouth there, and when you know something, but me not say nothing here, cause me no want, and me want them come, no sir. And then we just go on. And the other thing is that we have been, this country has been so battered and bruised, and there's another word I'm tempted to use, but I want to be sensitive so I won't use it. But the poor country over all these years have had to deal with all kinds of misappropriation of funds, and in some instances downright theft, and all the nepotism, the cronyism, and other isms and schisms over the years that we have by now apparently become immune, and just a high level of resignation that, well, as they say on the street, I saw the thing set. Everybody knows I saw the thing go, and the two party them do the same thing, and so what? I know not etc. No, it's not all right. And the problem, as we keep saying, and we said it some time ago, that it cannot be that we only make these discoveries after the fact. we have to relook at how the oversight mechanisms that we have in place, and perhaps those we need to put in place, where we have oversight before, during, and after. So before any contract is signed, any money is disbursed, there is a team of men and women of integrity who will scrutinize the deal, the agreement, the arrangement, whatever it is, to ensure that it passes muster, to ensure that it can stand up to scrutiny. So that's stage one. We need an oversight body there. Stage two, as the project or program or initiative is being rolled out, there has to be that oversight in the middle to ensure that there is quality work being done, that the work is being done within budget, and that we won't hear, as we have heard about the Junction Road, that is no longer a priority. I mean, after all of that, really? Because we have this highway working on and that highway working on. And a work that was initially supposed to cost $600 million. That is far more now. So we have to have oversight every step of the way. And it doesn't have to be cumbersome or otherwise stifling the efficiency with which government delivers on programs and initiatives, etc. We just want to ensure before, during, and after the work that the taxpayers of Jamaica get value for money. That's really what it is. Because we don't have it, as my late mother would say, we don't have it wagga wagga. We have limited resources in a country with unlimited needs, limited resources in a country of unlimited needs. And we have to police effectively, efficiently, and sufficiently the oversight mechanisms that we have in place. And the failure to comply must carry teeth, must have teeth. Otherwise, people will conveniently run afoul of the law and the regulation and breach the regulations, knowing that they are not going to be penalized in any significant way. Thank you, Paul, for your message. Let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's going on, Honorable?
We're here listening to you.
All right. Give thanks. No, I'm listening all the while. Tell me something. Yeah, what about the Inzinga case? The Honorable Princess who the police and the trim. You know, you're nothing about it. You know, if the case drop our corridor, you're not from the media.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, otherwise known as INDICOM, tells us or tell us that they are investigating.
Okay.
So apparently they're still investigating. Never mind the fact that everybody in Clarendon knows what happened, and they can give you chapter and verse when you go to Clarendon, and people can tell you, and they're consistent with the recollection, with the chronological unfolding of events in Clarendon. Then they can tell us that the police personnel who was involved has been sent sent to another division or another police station, has been reassigned, I think would be the appropriate term. But having said that, The latest news on that story is that Indicom is investigating. Indicom told us the other day that they are investigating.
I think at the years the Indicom on the road, the Indicom find them findings and send it to the police. That I did here one time.
No, they wouldn't send their findings to the police.
Who they would send it to?
They would perhaps send their findings, depending on the nature of the findings.
They hear something like that, though.
They would perhaps send it to the DPP.
Okay,
to see if anybody, I mean, if depending on what the findings are, or for the DPP to the office of the DPP to scrutinize the findings to arrive at a position as to whether sanctions can be laid on those who run afoul of the law.
Okay, so we are called upon the DPP, you know. They might take too long in this judgment on the case, you know. I don't know if it's a Rastafari or it happened to the state or the state involved, you know. Because one time I hear say lawyers and them people that it's no good if them challenge the state, you know. Because them work for the state.
No. We have heard a lot of things, haven't we? How many of those things are true versus false? That is not true. That is not true.
Well, we may say still differently. They might take too long with this case, you know?
Agreed. Totally agree with that.
Respect.
Thank you.
The next thing I want to talk about differently. Tell me something. The main purpose of the radio or the TV is advertisement.
Not as far as this program is concerned. There's hardly any advertisement in this program.
This one your station.
I'm just stating a fact that there are hardly. In other words, over the years there have been times when people have complained that our commercial breaks are too long, but we haven't heard that complaint about this program in a very long time.
Not just a program alone still, but we are not all. 24/7.
No, but let's tell you what the regulations, as far as we understand it, a commercial break should be no longer than 3 minutes.
Okay.
3 minutes.
And regular?
Yeah, 3 minutes. So when you take break on radio, the break shouldn't be more than 3 minutes, as I understand the regulations.
When them say the news, where they match up on the radio to the population, so it is sponsored by these people. And then pay for the news.
No. What they do, what it is, remember, radio stations are at the mercy of advertisers and those with money to spend.
Lord, that big influence.
So, no, what it means is that the stations have to be creative in generating revenue, in earning money. So people want to position their brand when according to the surveys that are done, the all media survey, for example, when more people are listening or most people are listening, they want their ads to be heard at that time. So they then pay for the placement of their ads at that time. We have to break. We have a scheduled interview coming up. But keep listening. Keep listening. When you come back, you can give us that quick word because we're out of time for this segment. Thanks.
You must try and try.
You contribute directly to Jamaica's national development when you pay your customs duties. Let's all do our part in keeping the wheels of our economy turning. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
NIS pensioners, early encashment continues. Pension order vouchers with payable dates in October 2021 may be encashed as of October 7. Collect all your October payments at your convenience. Simply visit your designated post office. Remember, pension vouchers can only be encashed at post offices. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
The following is a notice to shareholders of Radio Jamaica Limited. Shareholders of Radio Jamaica are advised that the hosting of its annual general meeting will be held on Wednesday, October 20 at 10 a.m. in Kingston. However, given the recent gathering limits imposed on AGMs, the meeting will be held without the physical attendance of shareholders. Further, attendance will be virtual for only those who register to use links being published in the Gleaner and Star or received from calling the company. For a few shareholders who may not be able to join virtually from home, arrangements are being made for 15 shareholders chosen on a first-come, first-served basis to attend virtually within the gathering limits and appropriately distanced at the offices of Radio Jamaica Limited at 32 Lyndhurst Road and 15 at the Gleaner at 7 North Street. Additional rules or access will be communicated directly to those registered shareholders. For information on registering to attend virtually, attend as one of the persons at Lyndhurst Road or North Street, or on how to collect a printed copy of this year's annual report, shareholders must call 876-932-6207 or 876-733-2610 or any of the additional numbers printed in the Gleaner and the Star. Calls should be between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. from Monday, October 11 to Friday, October 15.
You must try and try. You'll succeed at last.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We've been hearing all over the media of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's K-13 Sixth Form Integration Program. And in this case, more specifically, at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC. And we are anxious to learn more about this K-13 Sixth Form Integration Program at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC, which is one of four of the University Council of Jamaica's, UCJ's, institutionally accredited tertiary institutions in Jamaica, and one of the partner institutions in delivering this groundbreaking revised sixth form integration grant-funded scholarship initiative with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. It started, let's speak with our guest who is eminently qualified to tell us all about it. She's Dr. Lilith Tomlinson, Vice Principal of UCC Academy. Good afternoon, Dr. Tomlinson. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Malcolm. It's my pleasure to be here with you this afternoon.
Wonderful. First up, I didn't recognize you separate and apart from the UCC itself, the overarching body, the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, UCC, that you have what you call UCC Academy?
Yes, so the Academy provides oversight to one segment of the program offered under the K-13 program.
I see. And you're Vice Principal for the UCC Academy?
Yes, but very able to respond on behalf of the program itself because we work together.
Understood. Thank you very much. So let's get it straight. What is different now as far as sixth form is concerned? And we're having this discussion on Alumni Day, the first time in the history of Jamaica that this day is being observed. Going forward, it will be observed the second Wednesday, like a day like today, second Wednesday in the month of October. And we know that a lot of youngsters, they attend a school up to fifth form, which is what is expected. Sixth form is by choice, or has been by choice, and there are certain attendant costs that come with that as well. So, what is, when looking back at what sixth form used to be and what it is right now, what is the difference?
Okay, so the K-13 Sixth Form Integration Program speaks to an initiative that the government has long been working on. And so what we're seeing now is a manifestation of years of planning and coordination, and now they're executing. Normally, a child comes to an high school, traditionally they would say from first form to fifth form.
Yes.
And then, like you rightfully say, optionally, they would decide if they want to go to sixth form, or they would go to a teacher's college, or they could go to another tertiary institution. Now, what has happened under the new K-13 initiative is that the government wants to make grades 12 and 13 almost mandatory. As you can imagine, it will be on a phased basis. So that's the concept. The idea was that students were leaving school too young. They still were ill-prepared for the world of work. And of course, some were lost in the system because between grades 7 and 11, they were not as successful as we would have hoped them to be. So the government has initiated this program being funded.
I'm sorry, just stick a pin. Remember what you're going on to say. But another point would be the cost for sixth form as well. Which,
right.
Yeah, that over the years that has been a factor when it comes to students determining whether they're going to sixth form or they're going to enter the world of work.
Exactly, and you know that traditionally cost is always a factor.
Yes.
So if a parent wasn't able to afford, they probably just say, "I've spent enough that I've had on you from first form to fifth form. It is now time for you to fend for yourself."
That has been a reality. Yes, sorry.
It is. Yes, the exciting thing about this initiative is that you can receive a scholarship under this new initiative that covers your 2 years of an associate degree.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So
now let me hasten to say that under the new initiative, you're going to have what we refer to, what the government has dubbed as pathways. So there's pathway 1, pathway 2, and pathway 3.
Care to tell us where those pathways lead?
Yes, I will, Mr. Malcolm.
Sure.
So those pathways speak to the matriculation status or the eligibility of the student based on examination and where they'll be able to, which program they'll be able to participate in.
Yes.
So you'll have a student who on completion of fifth form, they will gain 5 subjects, inclusive of math and English. So they can go to the traditional sixth form. Or they might say, I don't want to go to my traditional sixth form. They might want to say, I want to go to a tertiary institution. That's how the partnership now is activated. So the Ministry of Education has forged these partnerships with tertiary institutions where students, instead of going to their traditional sixth form, if they so desire, they can now go to the tertiary institution to become a part of the program, the associate degree program offered by that institution. So UCC is part of this pioneer initiative.
I see.
So that's pathway 1.
Yeah.
Now, Dervan, you know that the students perform at different levels.
Oh, yes.
So you will have a student who didn't get their 5 subjects, inclusive of math and English, but they're still on their path to success because success is not reached by one road.
That's
there
right.
are many, many alternatives and many, many routes that we can take to get to where we want. So they have 4 subjects. What they can participate in is what is referred to as pathway 2. And then they would do the City and Guild, right? And at the completion of that program, they would get an NCT Vet Level 2 certification. Now, the exciting thing about this initiative, I'm one of those persons who really believe in just understanding the gaps that students might have and being able to work along with them to get them to their next level. So if a student, for example, was not able to get straight into an associate degree, but they're able, the government will also cover the pathway 1, which is 2 years, but pathway 2 is 1 year. So having gotten their first subjects now, they can do the pathway 2, receive the NVQJ certification, and then transition into their associate degree, which is very, very exciting.
Yes.
In the same institution that they develop pathway 2, they can now go on to the associate degree. So the students are more in a structured environment, not having to wonder, okay, what is my next move? So the program really provides that kind of guidance and structure as they continue to pursue academic excellence. Dervan, pathway 3, you might have that student. Not all of us start out very fast or start out with this band. So you might have that student who for some reason, could be ill health, some other reason, they might not have attained any subject at all. then that person can participate in pathway 1. And what is excellent about the program is that at each level, the student is leaving with a skill and a certification that is recognized in the island. It's just so, and NCT that is also recognized in the Caribbean as well. So that's really, really good.
Now, how the program has started? It's happening right now at UCC Academy.
Yes, it is.
What has the take-up been like?
Dervan, it has been excellent. This is our second year participating in the program. We have had so much success stories because especially even our students who started in last year, so the program would have started in the fall of 2020. And the students who started, I mean, even though there was COVID this summer, a lot of our students, just based on the learnings that they would have gleaned since the commencement, were able to secure what I would refer to as excellent internships. Some were paid. And so when that child has completed their program, you know the normal question they usually ask you, what is your experience? Mm-hmm. That child can use their internship experience to be a step ahead of someone who has never been exposed. So at UCC, what we have is that we offer 2 streams of program. We offer the traditional associate degree, and we also offer what we refer to as the occupational associate degree. Our associate degree is accredited, as you rightfully say. We're one of the 4th universities in Jamaica, which we're excited about, to have attained institutional accreditation. So our associate degree has been accredited by the UCJ. And as was announced recently...
That's the University Council of Jamaica.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. And as was announced recently, the occupational associate degree, which we offer, is also accredited now by the CCJ, which is the Community Colleges of Jamaica. So they accredit that program. So the students are in good stead, I would say. I just want to use this opportunity, Dervan, just to explain the programs that we currently offer.
Sure, please.
On the traditional side, we offer tourism and hospitality management. We also offer information technology as well as mathematics is one of the programs that we offer as well. So students are able to come into the programs, and based on the grant funding, they are able to secure the scholarship. Now, someone might say, I don't want to be a mathematician, I don't want to do business, I don't want to be tourism and hospitality, I don't want to do marketing. I have an interest in the skills. And as you know, the 4th Industrial Revolution is all about skills. These students can either do an associate degree in one of our occupational associate degree. It can either be in logistics and supply chain management. It can be in business exciting what is happening at the university. We are looking forward to another exciting intake in fall. And that's why we're here today. And if they're in pathway 2, they can participate in the certification program either in computer repairs, customer engagement, or they can do the other program which we offer in marketing and sales. So exciting times at the university right now, Dervan.
It sounds that way. And based on your information, which of the programs seems to be getting most of the attention or significant attention? Or is it even across the board?
Well, I would say you have some programs that stand out. I would definitely say on the business side that probably the business ad, of course, technology is always something that people are going towards. On the occupational associate degree side, though, it is logistics. A lot of the students are enrolling in logistics. And what the program has done, Dervan, is that it has highlighted that the courses being offered is in tandem with how the economy is changing, the emergence of the logistics hub, the growth in the construction sector. So persons are now becoming more cognizant of the plethora of careers that are available within these different areas.
This is what we should be doing. Let's pick up that point afterwards. Let's talk after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. Did you know that the National Irrigation Commission Limited is the sole authority for irrigation systems in Jamaica? The National Irrigation Commission Limited enables the improvement in agricultural productivity through the provision of efficient and affordable irrigation to farmers and other customers. Contact them 977-6624 or 977-6727 or visit their website www.nicjamaica.com to learn more. Irrigation, making the difference difference in agriculture.
Living in the positive.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your Legal Corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday right here on Power 106 FM.
Living in the positive.
The education system has faced unprecedented challenges as a result of COVID-19, and online learning is now the order of the day. Tune into Power Talk with Simon Groskill this Friday, October 15, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we focus on the education system and discuss issues affecting schools, concerns about what the government has put in place, and much more. This broadcast is brought to you by the Micro University College, Monique College, Book Depot Limited, Carlong Publishers Caribbean Limited, Elite Shipping and Courier Service, and the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. That's Power Talk with an education focus this Friday, October 15, only on Power 106 FM.
You must try and try. You'll succeed at last.
Indeed, students out there listening, you can get it if you really want, as Jimmy Cliff has been singing all afternoon. Case in point, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's K-13 Sixth Form Integration Program. And we're looking more specifically at, from the UCC perspective, the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean through their UCC Academy. Dr. Lilith Tomlinson is Vice Principal of the UCC Academy, and she has been giving us some insights. Going to the break, you spoke about the programs of study, the programs being pursued by the students being incongruent, being congruous. In other words, in line with what the demands are, what the needs are in the economy, which makes sense if our schools, our educational institutions cannot be divorced from, or should never ever be divorced from industry, from the broader economy. They must recognize where the needs are, and both industry and government must be at one as to where the growth areas are, what are the projections in terms of the need for certain people with certain skills, and within what period of time. Is that asking too much? Sorry, Dr. Tomlinson.
I would say you're right in line, Dervan. It is a strategic move. Industry and government must work in tandem. Mm-hmm. When we talk about things like Vision 2030, industries will play a very pivotal role. So the question is, who will be the labor force? Where is the labor force? How are we preparing that labor force to be able to take up those opportunities? And that is why even the programs that we're selected here at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean are just, in strict alignment to where we see the vision of the country going, the logistics, the allied health, because we have an aging population. So we need those support healthcare workers, whether they be dietitians or so on, to be able to be, prepared to take on the demands that will come at them. So I agree with you 100%. They cannot be divorced from each other. Industry and government, and then therefore different ministries must be in alignment.
Good. And I was also reading that you have about 1,300 students enrolled at the UCC Academy. How have you been able to manage the teaching and learning exercise in this time of COVID-19?
Well, Dervan, what I will say is that one of the things that makes UCC a standout university is our ability to respond. And I will say that just before COVID, we were already on this innovation path. So what COVID has done has just propelled us further. We have a very robust online team. And so most of our students, as you can imagine, the pandemic were online. As the pandemic numbers waned a little bit, there were times when we have what we call a high flex model, especially for the numeric areas, where we actually computing and math, where we actually brought in a few of the students, and then we're able to do instructional learning to others who were unable to come in. But we were really able to adjust to what was to the crisis, because we were always on that path. Innovation is key, and UCC is one of those institutions which is always on cutting edge. For the courses that we have that we needed to have that kind of practical experience, we utilize a lot of what we refer to as virtual labs. So the students, simulation exercises, and so the students were able to kind of get that experience as they go on, which is a pattern of most universities overseas as well.
How do you ensure the integrity of your programs of study? There's there have been examples of breaches, for example. There have been examples of breaches in terms of examinations being administered virtually, etc. To what extent have you been able to safeguard the integrity of your examination process for these students in your sixth form program?
Again, Dervan, technology has played a very important role in how we're able to do our quality checks, our quality monitoring. We use a number of instruments for assessments and so on. So we are able to get a better response in terms of how the students we are able to adjust to the different types of assessment tools that we're using. So whereas it might not be 100%, we trust the systems that we currently use on our quality control. Our quality control team is always reviewing our processes to ensure that integrity remains, because as you said, it's very, very important, and our standards are one that we really hold dear to us.
Yes. Let's say there are some young people, maybe they're finished fifth form for whatever reason. Times are tough. Some of it brought on by COVID-19, and they would have missed the start of this discussion. What do those young people need to know? A youngster just came back from playing football. A young lady, maybe she went to do her hair or something, but just coming back, the radio is on, and these are young people. This is your target market. What would you like to say to these young people who are in a state of, I don't want to say flux, that would be harsh, but in a position of uncertainty as to where do I go now? What do I do next? Because everything is money. So if I have to go do some kind of studies, it's going to cost money. Can you put some of these anxieties to bed and give some of these young people listening to us hope?
Well, there's hope. I want to say to every young person across Jamaica, especially our 2021 graduates, if you have not yet applied, if you are still trying to figure out what is my next move having completed my sixth form, I want to say to you, UCC is a place for you. If you have an appetite for occupational associate program, we're here for you. If your appetite is more on the traditional side, tourism, hospitality, mathematics, wherever your interest is, even though it's COVID, our team is here to assist you. And even if you're someone who isn't even sure, give us a call. Your future is too important to be taken lightly. And that's why UCC is here to ensure that your tomorrow is brighter than your today.
Oh, goodness. We should bottle that and replay it. We should can it and replay it. It sounds
Thank you.
Well, very well said. Very well put together. And can you just give us a little more on the financing side, the money part of it? Just for those who are still thinking, well, but I still need to hear how much money will I need to pay?
Okay, so the government will be providing funding for some students, which is the funding will cover your 2 years of your associate degree if you're in the pathway 1. If you fall in pathway 2, the government still affords a 2-year scholarship, and that will cover if you do 1 year in the pathway 1 and another year in pathway 2. But let me say, Dervan, the fees that we charge students who do not benefit from the scholarship is very, 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 very competitive, meaning that I'm sure at the end of all their search, they will recognize that UCC is one of the most reasonable options that they can choose. So if they don't benefit from the scholarship, they will need to pay $90,000 plus the miscellaneous fee if they are not a 2021 graduate for what we refer to as our occupational associate degree. But Dervan, this is what is even more exciting. All of our programs are subsidized. So, for example, on the traditional side, a regular degree program would have been $300,000. However, the UCC Foundation has assisted in cutting that cost in half. So the student is now supposed to pay $150,000 for their associate degree. The government will sponsor $80,000, and then the student will pay the balance plus their miscellaneous fee of only $15,000. It doesn't get better anywhere else. So we have looked into the situation. We know that these are challenging times, and UCC has responded to your call.
What are the channels of communication for those who'd like to get in touch with the UCC Academy to learn more about the offerings, to prepare themselves, position themselves to take advantage of the opportunities?
Well, you can access our website. It's there, UCC. Just go to your browser, type in UCC, and we're there, University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and of course, we still have those persons who like a telephone. Our numbers are 906-3000, and you can get one of our operators that is always ready to assist you. So we're available on all social platforms, and we make our promos relevant to our audience. So once you get on our platform, you're able you're comfortable in interacting with the content that's there. It's very, very user-friendly.
And finally, curiosity is killing me. What's the general ratio like in terms of male and female students taking up these opportunities?
Well, generally, I would say that the ratio of female to male is more. But what I'm excited about, Dervan, like some of the programs like logistics, we definitely have more males. And in the computer area, which was probably dominantly by males, it's not 100% male, but we do have a high percentage of male there as well. So we do have a good balance, I would say. That's one of the things about UCC. We do have a good balance of male. And I think the skill areas is what has facilitated this as well.
Well, we want to congratulate you and the team at UCC Academy, Dr. Lilith Tomlinson, and overall the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean for playing your part, continuing to play your part in providing creative pathways for our people. Well done to you and the team. All the best.
Thank you so very much, Dervan. It was my pleasure being able to share with Jamaica today on the opportunities that can be available to you by the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Get on board now. Go on our platform. Use the social media that we have. And if you want information, I'm sure there's an option that can be utilized.
Great. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you very much, Dervan.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. The Caribbean Maritime University, an ISO certified institution, offers Bachelor of Science degrees in cruise shipping, logistics, engineering, marine tourism, port management, security administration, and management, among others. For further information, contact them 876-924-8150 or 924-8175 or email info@cmu.edu.jm.
Under the law. Know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. Under the law.
Brought to you today by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Whether you're a small farmer, street vendor, big investor, every entrepreneur got to wise up about your money. You have to make sure say your money secure. When you need to grow, you have access to more.
Financial inclusion means that individuals and businesses have access to useful and affordable financial products and services that meet their needs.
Access to more money, more credit, whatever your business needs. When you work hard for your money must work for you.
I am the officer in charge here. You said you wanted to talk to me in private.
Sergeant, I am just coming from a company in Halfway Tree that is offering remittance services called Golden Fastwire Limited.
That must be a new one.
What I found kind of funny was that them didn't have any license on the wall from Bank of Jamaica. So my antenna went up. I didn't bother to do my business. Instead, I went and checked the BOJ website and the agency is not listed there as a licensed remittance agency.
So chances are they're operating illegally.
My sentiments exactly. I mean, how they can be taking people's money to send overseas when they're not authorized to conduct remittance business, Sergeant?
That's an illegal activity.
They weren't giving receipts for the money they collected, not checking IDs of the people sending money. They didn't have the proper remittance form to send the money overseas.
Those are serious issues. You did the right thing by bringing this matter to the police. You need to give me a thorough written report and we will take it from there. You should also make a report to BOJ.
I don't want my name to call.
This matter will be treated in the strictest confidence.
And you did the right thing. It is a criminal offense to carry on the business of a money transfer and remittance agent or operate a money transfer and remittance agency business without a license from the Bank of Jamaica. Persons convicted of this offense shall be liable to be fined, imprisoned, or both. In such cases, the fine may be up to $100,000 or imprisonment for up to 5 years. Remittance companies and their agents are required to conspicuously display the license at the premises at which the money transfer and remittance business is operated. That's how it is under the law.
Brought to you today by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Join us Wednesdays at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Power 106 FM for Under the Law.
The education system has faced unprecedented challenges as a result of COVID-19, and online learning is now the order of the day. Tune into Power Talk with Simon Groskill this Friday, October 15, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we focus on the education system and discuss issues affecting schools, concerns about what the government has put in place, and much more. This broadcast is brought to you by the Michael University College, Monique College, Book Depot Limited, Carlong Publishers Caribbean Limited, Elite Shipping and Courier Service, and the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. That's Power Talk with an education focus this Friday, October 15, only on Power 106 FM.
You can get it if you really want, but you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:05. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:05. 现在几点了？4点05分。5 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And what a delight this afternoon to have our guest with whom we haven't spoken in a very long time. It's been a while. Noted marketer, promoter, producer, broadcaster. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Ras Clem of Groovin Radio. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, my brother Dervan. How is everything in Jamaica?
Well, we're doing the best we can while we can.
And that is a good thing. We woke up this morning and it's a blessing to be here having this conversation with you this evening, huh?
Yes, it's great to have you on, Ras Clem. We know that Jamaicans abroad continue, members of the diaspora continue to play their part, to paraphrase our national pledge, in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. But we always like to include the disclaimer that, as we say in Jamaica, passing christening picnic first. And if you think something is wrong, if anyone thinks something is wrong with that, just remember what they tell us on the airplane. When the oxygen masks come down, we put on our mask first before helping others.
Definitely.
Right. So that's the spirit. That's the
indeed.
energy. So speaking of helping others, we get a sense that the entire diaspora is mobilized, not least of all in New York and elsewhere in the tri-state area, with respect to the COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica. I hear the first team out of New York will be rolling out or flying out pretty soon to come to Jamaica and play their part. What part have you been playing, Ras Clem, and your Groovin Radio team in New York?
Well, you know, Dervan, the first team of healthcare professionals who will leave the U.S. on October 17th, to be exact. And that group will be led by Dr. Robert Clark and also Dr. Gary Paul. They're all coming down with a full team to actually start working with Jamaicans on the ground there. It is said that Jamaicans abroad helping Jamaica at home. So here's the part that we have played and we are playing with this mission. Groovin Radio has now partnered with the entire mission. We have always supported charities from all walks of life at Groovin Radio.
For sure.
It is something that drives us. And on a weekly basis on Groovin Radio, I will engage up to 2 different charities. So when this email came into me that there was going to be a COVID-19 mission to Jamaica, they asked what role can Groovin Radio play and what role we will play. And I said, that's a simple question. The role that we will play is that we will continue to do the work that we have been doing. And just to let your listeners know that for the last 19 months, Groovin Radio has engaged the community with virologists from all around the world, doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals from all around the world. And also we have gone to probably the highest point here in the U.S. in engaging the former Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. Jocelyn Elders, just to break and share information regarding COVID-19, the vaccine, the development of the vaccine, and why is it necessary for us to play our part in making sure that we can rid the world of this deadly virus. So we have partnered with the COVID-19 mission team to Jamaica, and every single week, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, we will engage someone from the mission. One of the key players in this medical mission will come and join us to share information and ask the community for their support and tell them why is it important to let your loved ones on the ground in Jamaica know this is very important when it comes to taking the vaccine and play your part in terms of following the protocols and all that has been put in place. So this is where we stand.
Yes.
We're lending our radio time. I am lending my time and my expertise with the community and the medical mission team to make sure that they get the full support that they rightfully need.
Right. And what kind of, I know at one stage, I don't know if the calls are still going out for vaccinated volunteers.
Yes.
Is that call still out, or have they reached the quota in terms of the number of vaccinated volunteers to travel from New York and elsewhere in the tri-state area to Jamaica?
As a matter of fact, and let's not just include the tri-state area, all across the U.S., whether it's from the south, from the west, from California to Florida, down to Atlanta, there are many healthcare professionals who are coming down. And speaking of the calls going out, the calls will continue to go out. Why? The mission is going to run from October 17th. As I said, the first team leave on October 17th, and then it will run into December. And as you know, the different medical missions, whether it was from the Jaja Foundation or from the Organization for International Development, OID, or the Jamaica Medical Mission, they're always, or the LJD or Davis Family Foundation, they're always looking for support. And, you know, people can get 2 days here or 5 days here. So we will continue to put out the calls for healthcare professionals and support team. So not only that, they need nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists and stuff like that. Remember now, Dervan, they're coming down to Jamaica to set up a field hospital. Yes. And they're going to need support team in that. So everyone who is calling any of the numbers looking to volunteer, you must be fully vaccinated to be a part of this mission.
Yeah. Important information. I know as well, for the most part, people are making sacrifices. These volunteers in more ways than one, a lot of them dipping into their own pockets. So I know there was a call as well for individuals, institutions, organizations who can channel some funds as well into the initiative.
Definitely. Definitely. Mm-hmm. That call is still going out there. And let me just give your listeners a little background here.
Sure.
In terms of medical missions to Jamaica. Mm-hmm. For over 30 years, different organizations, and one especially, the OID, the Organization for International Development, they've steadfast for over 30 years have an annual medical mission to Jamaica. But not only to Jamaica. They've spread their wings to the continent of Africa. They've spread their wings to other islands in the Caribbean. And then you talk about the Jamaica Medical Mission, the Jaja Foundation, the LDJ or Davis Family Foundation. These are people who put up their own time, their own money, their access to help them to raise funds to do these medical missions. And think about this, my Jamaican brothers and sisters. Some folks in Jamaica has never seen a dentist before or seen an eye doctor before. And these missions actually offers those services to you for free. So now here is it, we're in a global pandemic, not a Jamaican or a US pandemic. We're in a global pandemic, which the last time we saw anything like this, and not we per se, but the world, yes, was 1918, Dervan.
That's right.
And when I look at these numbers, and what makes it so easy for me to be a part of this, making Grooving Radio so easy to be a part of this? When I look at the number of cases in Jamaica, approaching 85,000 cases, if not over 85,000 cases already. The death toll in Jamaica for a small country of about 3 million people, it's now just around 2,000 deaths in Jamaica from COVID-19. And these are just reported numbers.
Yes.
So it makes it much easier for me to say, listen, we're a caring group of people. We're a loving group of people. The least we can do, it doesn't matter how much it costs us on a weekly basis. We have to make sure that this mission is one of the best mission, if not the best mission, to leave the shores of the United States, to come down to Jamaica and assist our brothers and sisters on the ground.
Let's hear some more after the break. After the break.
You can get it if you really want.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
415. The Caribbean Maritime University, an ISO certified institution, offers Bachelor of Science degrees in cruise shipping, logistics, engineering, marine tourism, port management, security administration, and management, among others. For further information, contact them 876-924-8150 or 924-8175 or email info@cmu.edu.jm.
Let's face it, these haven't been the best of times, but they aren't the worst of times either. At COK, we recognize that some of our members are finding it challenging navigating the new normal. But that's why we have initiated the COK Debt Amnesty. If you're having difficulties repaying your loans, come in, talk with us, get a waiver of up to 100% of the penalties due. Call 764-1509 or email amnesty@cokcu.com. Conditions apply.
Both sides of the story.
Revivalism is an Afro-Jamaican folk religion that was recognized after the Great Revival, which took place in Jamaica between 1860 and 1861. Revivalism is celebrated by revival bands through the performance of ritual songs, music, dance, dress, and color symbolism integrated into a colorful and rich symbolic system. Join both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm this Thursday, October 14, from 2 to 5 p.m., celebrating Heritage Week in observance of Revival Heritage Day. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica National Commission for UNESCO, an agency of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport.
Both sides of the story.
The Ware Collective is hosting an online art auction. Bid online on over 100 works of art by premier artists from Jamaica and the diaspora. Tune in to Power 106 FM this Sunday, October 17, from 2 to 5 p.m. from the Grosvenor Gallery, 1 Grosvenor Terrace, Kingston, for a live broadcast from the event. This broadcast is brought to you by the Ware Collective and Creative Finishes.
Why, this lockdown, you see? Me miss me Sunday cleaner, you know.
So, Diane, you never know you could have get the Sunday Gleaner past Saturday.
Chef, what you saying to me?
Get your Sunday Gleaner this Saturday. Something for everyone. Seeking employment? Grab the Sunday Gleaner. Looking to buy and sell? Get the Sunday Gleaner. More features and new stories. The Sunday Gleaner. Available on Saturday at newsstands or your favorite vendors island-wide. For Sunday deliveries, call or WhatsApp 876-419-5077 or 876-412-3915.
Thank God Jeff tell me about this. Me nah leave supermarket and no buy me Sunday Gleaner.
The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
Que hora es en español? Son las 4:18. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:18.现在 TDN le 4 Sherbafen. 18 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Yes, young people, we know it's start of your midterm break. And all right, we'll allow you to have some fun. How about that? Take a break if you need to, but try and keep in touch in terms of your studies. Read a book, read ahead of the rest of the class if you're able to, and practice your mathematics, and just do the best you can under the circumstances. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Yes, we know, even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. And the team of Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica heading to Jamaica in a matter of 4 days, the first team of volunteers, they would know that proper preparation prevents poor performance. And we know that Ras Clem and his team from Groovin Radio have been playing their part and continue to play their part in getting the word out there, keeping it out there, featuring all who need to be featured, so that we can create that groundswell across the diaspora, and with ripple effects here in Jamaica and elsewhere in the world. So far, so good. As you said, Rasclem, the first team of volunteers will leave for Jamaica on the 17th of October.
Indeed, they leave the shores of the United States on the 17th of October, and it's a 7-day rotation for the 7 to 10-day rotation for each team. And as you know, Dervan, you mentioned it earlier on that these folks are giving up their personal time. They're leaving their families behind. They're leaving their jobs to come down to Jamaica to assist Jamaicans on the ground. But I have to say thanks. Thanks to the Ministry of Health and Wellness for finally accepting the help from the diaspora. It's been a while that the folks in the diaspora has been knocking on the door saying that we have gone through, and excuse my language here, hell here on earth in America when it comes to COVID-19. Last year, New York went through its phase of COVID-19 where we were the hotbed of COVID-19. So for the Ministry of Health and Wellness to welcome these healthcare professionals with hope in arms, it is just a great thing. Also want to say thanks to our Consul General, Mrs. Alcione Roach Wilson. This is being held, this whole mission is being held under her auspices, because we have to make sure that when these volunteers get to Jamaica, they're in safe hands, they're a place where they can stay and feel comfortable and all of that. So with her assistance, that has been taken care of. And the Dr. Karen Dunkley, who heads up the Global Diaspora Council here in the Northeast, she has played her part. So, and there are other partners involved, Dervan, like the Jamaica Diaspora Healthcare Northeast sector here. They're playing their part in all of this to make sure that they pull together all the support that they can get. And think about this, Dervan. The first person to receive a COVID-19 vaccine outside of experiment, outside of testing, was a Jamaican. Yeah. And just to see Sandra
Lindsay.
Yes, it was critical care nurse Sandra Lindsay, but we could now say Dr. Sandra Lindsay.
Yes.
Throughout all of this, she have earned her PhD.
Along with her brother, I believe. I think her brother as well.
At the same time. So it's just a great thing. So, you know, it is said in Dervan that we as Jamaican, we tend to always lead, we don't follow.
Yes.
And once again, we're leading in this mission when it comes to helping our brothers and sisters back home. I don't think there is a Caribbean island with the kind of support missions that Jamaica have. And it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of this. And you're playing your part there on the ground, Dervan, because we might not have spoke for a long time, but guess what? We keep in touch in different ways.
Yes.
And I know you're always doing your thing, and it gives us the pleasure, Dervan, to even associate with someone like yourself. And you know, you generally come to our flagship
yes,
event
I'm missing
in the park.
Yeah, I'm missing a lot of those events. How have you and your team been managing though? I mean, no events at all, or hardly any?
Well, we have been managing, and the fact you asked that question, come this Saturday, we will Groovin in the Park and Groovin Radio will be doing a community appreciation give back, and we're tying it into the whole breast cancer awareness month situation, and we're also partnering with NYC Healthcare, where we're bringing in the vaccine bus. So we will gather at the Door Restaurant in the huge parking lot, and you know, we will have our partners giving away stuff come this Saturday. And as you know, the Gleaner ran a story this week announcing the official date of the 2022 staging of Grooving in the Park, which, with your permission, I will let your audience
know. Go ahead.
It is going to be Sunday, June 26th, 2022, the official 10th anniversary of Grooving in the Park. So this Saturday will give us a one-on-one with the community for the first time since the pandemic started. So we're just so appreciative of the support that you and others at the Gleaner have given us over the years, and we look forward to working with you guys come next year again. So we're holding it together.
Yes.
Just leave it at that. We're holding it together.
But in the meantime, as we wrap, Rasclem, what those in the diaspora listening to us and those right here at home, based on your interactions with the members of the team, what do we all need to know? What do we all need to do with respect to ensuring that this first leg of this COVID-19 medical mission to Jamaica is successful?
Yes. Well, let me say this to our Jamaican brothers and sisters on the ground. We just need to play our part, which is stay safe, follow the protocols, get your vaccine, and just make sure that when the team arrive in Jamaica, whether it's a team that's coming down on the 17th or other teams that are coming down, please welcome them with open arms and make sure they feel at home, because it is very important that we welcome our brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter where they come from in this world. Welcome them with open arms and do the best that you know that you can do. It is said in Dervan, the more you know, the better it is.
Yes.
And I must say that we have done, all of us together, have done exceptionally well. But I must tell you about the driving force behind Groovin Radio and also Groovin in the Park.
Yes.
Is a company called Bullseye Marketing and Promotion. And with that team has enabled us to do what we do on a weekly basis in terms of marketing the brand that we have, in terms of supporting, whether it's a Grace Food or a Jamaican National, whoever comes on board, whether it's a Colgate, all these sponsors who have come in and work with us. These are the people who will be giving back directly to the community this coming Saturday. And without the help of Bullseye Marketing, this could not be possible. So I wouldn't leave this evening without saying thanks to the team at Bullseye, the Groovin Radio team, the Groovin in the Park team, and yes, Paul 106 with my brother, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. And before I go, also, I want to say enough love, enough respect to my other brother there at the Gleaner, Mr. Damian Mitchell,
yes,
who I speak to on a weekly basis. We speak and communicate, and he shares his news with us every Saturday morning on Groovin Radio. It's just a pleasure working with you guys.
Excellent. Well, we salute you and the entire Groovin Radio team, Bullseye Marketing and Promotion, and the general community of Jamaicans, in particular in New York and the tri-state area, but indeed by extension all across the diaspora. After all, one hand can't clap, as my late mother would say. And there's another expression that says one finger can't kill lice, or words to that effect. So let's just continue to work together in service to Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. And we salute you and celebrate you and your team, Rasclem.
Thank you so much, Dervan. You know, usually I'm the one asking the question. This evening, I was the one who was being questioned. So thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure. All the best. We'll talk again
One
soon.
love.
Take care.
Take care. Take care.
Bye-bye. Rasclem of Groovin Radio, broadcaster, promoter, marketer, and just a Jamaican who loves to serve both at home and abroad, giving us another preview, part of the build-up to the arrival of teams of fully vaccinated Jamaican and other nationals coming to Jamaica to assist, to support our team on the ground here in Jamaica. And they're going to be doing 7 to 10 day rotations. And the first team scheduled to fly into Jamaica, the team led by Doctors Robert Clark and Gary Rule, to fly into Jamaica on October 17. Stand by for that. In the meantime, let's take another break on both sides of the story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. And when it comes to keeping you connected to them, Grace Kennedy Money Services Western Union makes it safer and easier. Now friends and family overseas can use the Western Union app or westernunion.com to send money directly to your bank account without leaving home. Receive a Western Union money transfer directly into your bank account with a direct-to-bank service. Register online at gkmsonline.com and share your banking details with your sender so you don't have to leave home to collect.
Don't waste time trying to fill prescriptions. Community Meds Pharmacy makes it easy for you. We have the only drive-through pharmacy in Portmore. Get your blood pressure, sugar, cholesterol, HIV, pregnancy, and other tests done. Open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday and public holidays, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Community Meds Pharmacy, Lot 5, Congreve Park, Hellshire Main Road. Telephone 740-4962. That's 740-4962. We are convenient and affordable.
The education system has faced unprecedented challenges as a result of COVID-19, and online learning is now the order of the day. Tune into Power Talk with Simon Croskill this Friday, October 15, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we focus on the education system and discuss issues affecting schools, concerns about what the government has put in place, and much more. This broadcast is brought to you by the Michael University College, Monique College, Book Depot Limited, Carlong Publishers Caribbean Limited, Elite Shipping and Courier Service, and the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. That's Power Talk with an education focus this Friday, October 15, only on Power 106 FM.
It's the show that engages you with stimulating and intriguing discussions to spice up your night. It's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. until midnight.
Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, you may ask me a question. I may or may not answer.
Hear pertinent advice and share your thoughts on topical issues, relationship matters. Get the answers you need for your burning questions. It all comes together on Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas.
Look like she did love me to me. But me still, may say, she pushed me out, so do my best anyway.
That's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas, keeping your company Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. till midnight, right here on Power 106 FM.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story is brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
Persecution you must bear. Win and lose, you've got to.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 27. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 27. 现在几点了？5点加27分. 27 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. It's a Wednesday afternoon, just after 4:30, and that means time for Diaspora Check-In, brought to you by Western Union. And here's another classic example of what can happen when Jamaicans abroad join hands with Jamaicans at home. There's a 23-minute documentary entitled Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica, and it has been already recognized and is picking up traction, recognized by a couple of international film festivals, including the Paris Liftoff Film Festival, and we're anxious to learn more as far as this initiative is concerned. And we have two ideal people to tell us all about it. We want to first of all say hello and welcome to the producer of the documentary. She is a social activist, Marion Myrie, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I am very well, thank you. How are you, Dervan?
I am fine, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. And let's say hello as well to businesswoman, mental health professional with solutions for you based in New Jersey, Mrs. Lorraine, Ms. or is it Ms.? I don't want to assume. Ms. Lorraine Smith, how are you?
I am fine, thank you, Dervan. Thank you for having me as well.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure to have you on board. Now, I have watched the. It's a most moving. It tugs at the heartstrings. The documentary, which looks at how we respond to, how we treat, how we interact with persons who are otherwise enabled. As I like to say, I borrowed that from somebody some time ago. Put another way, persons with disabilities. And it really is quite moving. I can well understand the attention that it is getting. But let's go to the beginning, Maria. Marion Myrie. What prompted this production on your part? What sparked it?
Okay, so it began as I was doing research for in fulfillment of a master's degree in communication for social and behavior change. As I was gathering the data and interacting with persons from the disability community, I realized that the parameters of the research was insufficient to address many of the stories that were coming through. And even after I was finished, I felt like I would not have done justice to the community by just doing this research and then just letting it go to file 13. And it was then I was on the encouragement of my supervisor, Dr. Anthea Henderson, that I came up with the idea to do a documentary focusing on the issues that were coming up during the research.
And Lorraine Smith, how did you get involved in this project?
So I think because of Marion's desire to further do this documentary, she had reached out to Miss Claudette Powell to fulfill the desire. And Miss Claudette Powell, of course, of the Jamaica diaspora, connected Marion to me. And Marion and I began to have this conversation to put the documentary together. Myself and Andrew Sharp from the Jamaica diaspora from Boston, from the Boston area, supported Marion in completing. We are both sponsors on this documentary. I myself, I'm one of the co-chairs of the health sector. I cover the mental health issues, of course, of the Northeast. We know Dr. Karen Dunkley is the representative for the Jamaica diaspora. And so we came together. It's a collaborative effort for Andrew Sharp and myself to be one of the two sponsors of this documentary. And so it has now been completed, and so it's here. And so we are supporting, we have become supporters of this documentary.
Marion Myrie, did you imagine that this project, which was a part of your professional development, that it would get to the stage where the word is out and a couple of international film festivals, including the Paris Liftoff Film Festival, taking note? Did you imagine that this is where you would be, having done the work?
Absolutely not. I did not imagine it. I was hoping that it would get a lot of traction in the diaspora and here at home, but the film festival, it really came afterwards, and I'm happy that they have recognized it and it's giving it, the added attention the issues the added attention that they need.
Yes. So now, why did you say yes to supporting this effort, as far as the funding, the financing is concerned, Lorraine Smith? What was it about this documentary towards a more inclusive Jamaica that really said to you, you must be involved in this initiative?
Okay, so I can say, as a Jamaican, growing up. I'm going to first give the honor to my mother. My mother is someone who acquired a disability from a spinal cord disorder, and so it eventually took her life in her 70s. And so my companies that I eventually started, Solutions for You, as you can see the name.
Yes.
I do have two companies in New Jersey that provide support to individuals with all types of disabilities, and individuals are such who have cognitive disabilities and mental health issues. I am also a mental health professional, and so I grew up seeing my mother providing support to individuals in our community in Winter Spent Spanish Town, and so even before she knew she had a disability. And so when it came to my mother being sick, basically, I guess the support she gave to others came back to her, where I supported her until the end of her life. And thus, therefore, when I became the person to start my business, I named it that, Solutions for You. I now give back that support to individuals in New Jersey and also in Georgia. And so when Marion came to me, I saw the passion in Marion. And so for me to be able to give back to Jamaica, this is it. I'm a Jamaican giving back to Jamaica. And so it is also an opportunity to be able to honor my mother as well, to give back to individuals with disabilities, with all types of disabilities. So here I am honoring my mother in such a profound way.
Yes.
And to be able to support Marion, as Marion and I are connected in our passions of supporting individuals. And here I am as a Jamaican coming back to Jamaica and saying, I am supporting. I'm a part of the diaspora supporting Jamaica. And of course, we never had the idea that we would have been globally representing Jamaica. So I say my mother is shining down on us and smiling down on us and saying, here we go together as two women who are honoring our country and honoring those who are, as you said, it's not the disability that is in those that are different, but it is the abilities that we need to see.
Yes.
Because sometimes those individuals, as we see in this documentary, this young woman was dishonored because she's seen as someone different. Yes. I am now also the grandmother of a 3-year-old granddaughter who has a disability as well. So my mother's legacy is living on, and I want to be proud to say I am someone who supports individuals with all types of disabilities. So this is why I had to sponsor this documentary.
This is so profound. Your purpose is quite clear. There's no doubt about that. And you are, yes, no doubt about that. Hold it there. We need to take a break. After the break, we're going to ask Marion Myrie to give us the details of the documentary, and of course the next step in terms of the attention that the documentary is already receiving from a couple of international film festivals. One moment, please.
Try and try. You'll succeed at life.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Living in the positive.
Tune in every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to midday for your Legal Corner with Dahlia Walker Huntington during Power Talk on Power 106 FM. You can call our numbers 876-922-4112-5. The text and WhatsApp line is 876-279-8598. You can also send an email at yourlegalcorner106@gmail.com. Join Your Legal Corner for all matters in relation to immigration to the United States. Here, Dahlia offer great legal advice on your immigration queries and concerns. Learn about the filing process, when to file, and how to prepare for the move. That's Your Legal Corner, 11:30 to midday, every Thursday, right here on Power 106 FM.
The following is a notice to shareholders of Radio Jamaica Limited. Shareholders of Radio Jamaica are advised that the hosting of its annual general meeting will be held on Wednesday, October 20 at 10 a.m. in Kingston. However, given the recent gathering limits imposed on AGMs, the meeting will be held without the physical attendance of shareholders. Further, attendance will be virtual for only those who register to use links being published in the Gleaner and Star or received from calling the company. For a few shareholders who may not be able to join virtually from home, arrangements are being made for 15 shareholders chosen on a first-come, first-served basis to attend virtually within the gathering limits and appropriately distanced at the offices of Radio Jamaica Limited at 32 Lyndhurst Road and 15 at the Gleaner at 7 North Street. Additional rules or access will be communicated directly to those registered shareholders. For information on registering to attend virtually, attend as one of the persons at Lyndhurst Road or North Street, or on how to collect a printed copy of this year's annual report, shareholders must call 876-932-6207 or 876-733-2610 or any of the additional numbers printed in the Gleaner and the Star. Calls should be between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. from Monday, October 11 to Friday, October 15.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 5 menos 12. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 12. 现在几点了？5点12分。12 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? We can tell you that our guests have been very, very productive. This is the story on both sides of the story of a Jamaican documentary which has been selected for the Paris Liftoff Film Festival. But more than that, the substance of that documentary, it's a documentary which turns the spotlight on the otherwise enabled community of Jamaicans, referred to as persons with disabilities. This was done by Marion Myrie, a young Jamaican social activist and filmmaker. The Paris Liftoff Film Festival is not the only film festival that has an interest. There's also the Liftoff sessions at Pinewood Studios in the United Kingdom. And both the Liftoff sessions at Pinewood Studios in the United Kingdom and the Paris Liftoff Film Festival help new filmmakers to get a foot in the door of the industry. The documentary that we're featuring this afternoon is Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica. That's the title, Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica. It's a 23-minute documentary that tells the story of the everyday challenges of people with disabilities in Jamaica. And we can't salute and thank enough Marion Myrie, who has a master's in communication for social and behavior change from the UWI, that she would make that conscious decision to produce the documentary after noticing the plight of the other members of the otherwise enabled community, the community of persons with disabilities in Jamaica, and the need for greater advocacy. So we really, really want to thank Marion Myrie for her vision, and also Lorraine Smith for buying into that vision. She's the CEO of Solutions for You, with the letter U. Solutions for You, a New Jersey-based company which provides support services to individuals with disabilities. And of course, as mentioned by Lorraine earlier on, Andrew Sharp, chairman, we know him well, we've interviewed him a few times, chairman of Authentic Caribbean Foundation based in Boston, Massachusetts. This is what we talk about when we say we are all about celebrating and promoting and interrogating that which can happen when Jamaicans abroad join hands with Jamaicans at home. Now, Marion Myrie, please, in as concise a manner as you can, without giving away too much, because we want people to watch as well, to go online and to watch. Tell us, please, about your documentary, Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica.
Okay, well, Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica looks at the experiences of members of the disability community in Jamaica as they share their experiences in what can often be a hostile environment. It looks at the shortcomings in our built environment, as well as the attitudinal environment and the legal environment, which hinder full participation of persons with disabilities in Jamaica. In terms of my expected outcome, what I wanted to come out of this is for us to look more at creating a society and a country that fosters greater inclusion of persons with disabilities, and to even look at some of the things surrounding, the built environment, if it's accessible, if, can a wheelchair user use this ramp? But I don't want to go too deep into some of the things that were inspiring the creation of this documentary, because I do want it to go further.
Yes.
And so in terms of learning about that, what I can say is stay tuned.
And so how can those listening to us at home and abroad, how or when are they able to see for themselves this 23-minute documentary, Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica?
Well, in the distribution phase, I had shopped it around to the different networks here locally. NCU TV is broadcasting it, as well as UETV.
Excellent.
And if you have a good internet connection, you can go on to YouTube at Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica.
All right, say that again. So that on YouTube at
Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica.
Right. And what are you hoping, and we'll come back to the interest that is being shown by these film festivals as well. But I think you have said as much, but just for emphasis, how do you ensure that this doesn't end up in a situation where people applaud and they congratulate you, and we don't hear anything else after that? How do you guard against? How do you guard against that malaise from setting in?
Well, part of our approach, and which is why I think Lorraine agreed to be a part of this, is that Towards a More Inclusive Jamaica is not supposed to be something that is a 9-day wonder. It comes and it goes. It's supposed to be a movement, and we will be campaigning on these issues until we see what we are campaigning for actually come to fruition.
Yes. And Lorraine Smith, yourself, and Andrew Sharp are very committed to this initiative, this project, this documentary. How far ahead are you looking? What are you seeing having experienced this documentary, and with the interest from the film festivals, what is the future looking like?
Well, more episodes, more coverage on the mainstream channels as well, and just more traction, and for the disability community.
Yes, I'm sorry. I think was that Marion you wanted to say, or
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to say, Dervan, that we are hoping that the individuals with disability in Jamaica will have an opportunity to be able to have their rights. We are hoping that in media we will see a change in how they are regarded, the language. We are hoping that there's a change in the language. For example, the person-centered language. It needs to be changed in how we address individuals with disabilities. So, for example, we know at times we will say that the person is bound to the wheelchair. A person is not bound to a wheelchair. A person uses a wheelchair. So that's one of the things that I will be pushing for. I know Marion and I, we will be working on things of an educational mindset in regards to how we positive regards towards individuals, all individuals with disabilities. And one of the things, we do have a series that is coming out towards individuals with mental health. We do know that there's a big stigma towards individuals with mental illness. And so there's a series that will coming out towards that. So we want to change the language in how we address individuals. We want to see the Disabilities Act be passed into law, and so that individuals are able to kind of have their own rights. That when things go wrong, they can actually advocate for themselves. And we know that that's something that needs to be continued pushed even globally, not just in Jamaica.
Right.
And so I'm considered an advocate here in the U.S.
I see.
I continue to advocate here, and so I am committed to advocate and assist and support towards a more inclusive Jamaica, to be able to support our Jamaicans there at home.
Well said, well put. And so, Marion, so when is the first of the two film festivals?
Well, one is like the Paris Liftoff Film Festival has already started. It started on Monday. The Liftoff session starts October 18.
And is there room for participation from members of the public? For example, I know these days people do online voting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is room. So it's taking place on Vimeo on demand. The instructions, if you follow along Inclusive Jamaica on Instagram, you will see the instructions are there. To participate, you purchase a $12 season pass, which will allow you to not only view my documentary, but all the other documentaries that have been included in the festival. And it also affords you the right to participate in the festival by voting for your two favorite films.
Well, we are going to be spreading the word even more, and we want to wish you all the very best on this initiative and the significant roles that you both play, and others like Mr. Sharp and so on. But we're out of time for now, ladies. Thank you so much. Well done. We're looking forward to speaking with you again in the very near future.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, thank you for having us.
It's been a pleasure. All the very best. Take care. Listeners, thank you so much for indulging as we made way for Marion Myrie and Lorraine Smith. Marion Myrie, the producer of the documentary we have been talking about, and Lorraine Smith, Jamaican-born businesswoman and CEO of New Jersey-based Solutions for You, supporters in terms of financial sponsorship for this project. Let's wrap.
Diaspora Check-In during both sides of the story was brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
We're out of time. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
Good afternoon. I am Dervan Gordon. Coming up in the news segment of Beyond the Headlines, today, Wednesday, October 13, 2021. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Education Ministry, Dr. Grace McLean, goes on leave amid call for probe into the transfer of millions of dollars, and NIA wants strong action to address the misuse of public funds. NCB Staff Association says it did not agree to mandatory vaccination policy announced by the financial conglomerate. JPS residential customers to see a 3% reduction